Hi folks, and welcome back to Christmas in July, and today's make is this lovely little Christmas card, which is probably, if not the first, certainly one of the first YouTube tutorials I ever followed, and I'm going back a few years to when I saw it, so I don't know who it was who done them. I don't know, I just went back to my old notes on how to make them, and yeah, so I'm following my old notes, so hopefully it's true to the original or slightly, ever so slightly different. So you've got your pockets on the front here, and then you open up to your Christmas card inside, and your little tags can have little notes on the back, or can, as mine, just say Merry Christmas on the front. So to make the card, you will need your base, which is 9 inches by 6 1/4. So I'm using white card. You use whatever colour you like depending on your papers. You'll need a backing paper to go on there, which measures 4 1/4 by 6 inches. So 4 1/4 by 6 inches. And then on top of that you will need some patterned paper, which is 5 3/4 by 4 inches. So 5 3/4 by 4 inches. And this comes from the Contemporary Christmas pad, which I think it was Poundland I got these from a couple of years ago. So yeah, nice little pad. So there's that, and then you'll need 2 pieces of contrasting paper, which are 12 by 4. This comes from last year's The Works classic Christmas paper pad, which I absolutely love. And it's, what I like about it is you've got one which has got some shimmer and shine to it, and then you've got a plain textured one underneath, so it just gives you those contrasts. So yeah, so 2 pieces, 4 by 12 inches. The only thing I didn't like about this is it's not a true 12-inch card, which means that it's ever so slightly short, so you have to make adjustments. But I thought I'll go with it because you might have card that's not quite 12 inches, so it just gives you some ideas. You'll also need some ribbon. Now this is ribbon that comes already adhered on the back, so it is quite sticky, but you can use your regular ribbon and put some double-sided tape on the back. So first thing you're going to do, and you do these with both of them, although I've already done the red one, let me just show you. So what we need to do is have the 4 inches. I'm going to score at 4 and at 8, and we need to have the 4 inches true in the middle. Now if I put it up to that corner and score at 4 and 8, I'm going to have that in the middle. That's not a problem, but it does mean that this side is going to be short. If you have a look there, you can see there's my 12-inch gutter, and you can see it's about 1/4 inch short of the full 12 inches there. So rather than have the disparity at each end, I'm just going to move that up about halfway between the difference. So I've got a little gap here and a little gap here. Yeah. So I'm going to have both sides are going to be short, but not as much as just that one side would have been had I butted it all the way up in the corner. So I'm going to take my stylus, and I'm going to score at 4 and at 8 all the way down, like that. Okay, I'm going to do that on both pieces, but I've already prepared this one just to save some time on the cutting and the scoring. So once I've done that, I'm now going to bring in my trimmer. Perhaps I should have done it on the directional paper, but I will talk you through it. If this was directional, so this one is directional, I've got, I don't know whether you can see the little birds, so I need to have those facing that way. So I need to cut on the diagonal from the top of this score mark. So there's the score mark, from the top down to the bottom corner. So to do that, I'm just going to pop, this is non-directional, the trees goes both ways. So if I do it that way, you can probably see a bit better. I'm going to use the top of that score mark and pop it into the well where I cut. And the point I'm going to put in the well. Now the nice thing about the Friscars is that you have a wire there that shows you exactly where it's going to cut, so you can line that up so easily. And then I'm going to bring it down and cut straight on that diagonal. If you don't have a cutter, or you're not confident using a cutter, bring in your ruler and a pencil and measure from the top of that score mark to the bottom corner like that, and just draw a line down, oops, avoiding your finger, and then bring in your scissors and cut that off. So either way you'll get exactly the same effect. And then you've got some bits left that you can either use for making your tags, or you can use them because they're quite a big size actually, so you can use them in other projects. So now you've got your 2 pieces of card, so you do that on both of them. Now I'm going to bring in the ribbon, and this is a project I've tried to do several times and failed with the recording, not with doing them, it's the recording. So you're going to bring in your ribbon and you're just going to put it along, let me move that one out the way, just going to put it along that diagonal edge. Now these are what I've salvaged from the one that went wrong, so that doesn't work. Let me see if I can find a piece that will fit. That one might do. Trying to salvage some of this because it is lovely, but I've not got much left of it, so, and I do like it on this card. So yeah, that one fits. So, and just push it down and trim off any hangover that you've got on the ribbon like that, and then do exactly the same on the other side. Let's see if that piece is going to be long enough. So pop that there. Apologise if this video is going to be extra long because of my earlier mistakes, but as you can see the family are up and about. I don't know whether you heard the door there, but someone's just popped to the toilet. And they keep knocking on the door going, "Are you in there?" It's like, yes, go away, leave me while I'm videoing. I have said to my husband and the rest of the family, if you can't see me, assume I'm in my room videoing. Right, so that's that one done. Let's bring this one in and try again. So we've got this one, line it up down that edge. And so probably we're getting up early to video. Everybody is faffing about, going to the bathroom, which is opposite me on the hall, in the hallway. So you do get a little bit of noise with the taps and the doors shutting. And normally I would avoid doing a video first thing, but I don't know whether you guys are having the same problem, but we're having some issues with our Virgin internet connection. Apparently it's something that quite a few people have had issues with in Birmingham this last few days. Some people have lost internet connection completely, and I want to get this up so that I can release it at 6 o'clock. I want to get them all done for 6 o'clock. There we go. Nice thing is that the car boot sales I've heard today have just started up again, so hopefully I'll be able to do some car boot hauls and stuff, and get some extra goodies when I'm out at the car boot. That would be great. Really looking forward to them starting up again. As I say, it's a nice stroll in the park, or in the outdoors. So you can. I'm not going to score them just yet. I'm going to bring this in and make sure that I can wrap this around. So this is when you decide which way round you want them. I think. Do I want green over red, or do I want red over green? Let's wrap them round and see how I feel. So I'm not going to glue them down just yet, but I am going to pop that in. So we want the top one going in first. Let's line that up and score it on those. This one should fold. My ribbons come up ever so slightly, but just twist that back. So pop that there, and we will pop that one at the bottom and wrap that one round as well. That should follow the score line like that. So I quite like it that way round, or do I prefer it the other way? Let's have a look. So I'm not going to glue anything down until I'm absolutely sure which way round I want it. That will fold in there like that. Oh, now I think I prefer it that way round. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put glue all the way around the top. Now this is another piece of card that I salvaged, so it's a little bit raggedy on the back, but we're not going to take any notice of that. So putting glue all the way, about halfway down the card. I don't want to put it at the bottom just yet because I don't want to stick that bottom one on just yet. I'm going to line it up between those two score lines, but I'm going to make sure it's lined up with the top of that card. So well within the score lines. There we go. And now I'm going to just smooth it down, and I can now bring that in all the way across, getting my score tool and just score it down fully. Do the same with that side, line up that edge and that edge, and then score that down. Now with the bottom one, it's got to wrap around 3 or 4, yeah, 3 layers of card, especially on this side, so do be mindful. So I'm going to, so all of the white that I can see the back of the base card, I'm going to put glue on like that. But then I'm also going to put glue on the top of this one. I could put a pencil line, I could measure it and put a pencil line on the back of here as to where I'm going to put my glue, but I just prefer to do it, it's quicker to do it this way. So with my fold that way round and my papers, so my diagonals are there, I'm going to now line the bottom of this with the bottom, the longest piece of this. Again, between those two score lines, like that. Once I'm happy, I'm going to lay it down and bring this over. So it's, let me do it the right way, that way, that way, that way, then that way. And then I'm going to just score that down completely like that. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in my glue, now that I'm happy that I've got everything in place, and I'm just going to run a line of glue along here. You can use double-sided tape, whichever works for you guys. Now, remember to think about where you're going first. I want this piece to be on the top, so I need to start here. So I'll bring that one in, glue it down, making sure it's still a pocket. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with this piece. Bead of glue across there. And I'm going to bring this one across and stick it down. I'm going to come across to this side. Bead of glue across, bring that across like that, line it up, and I'm going to push that down. Use my bone folder just to push that in because the ribbon is pulling it ever so slightly back up in that corner. Now this side I'm not going to glue down straight away if you're going to decorate it with brads or anything that needs to go through. I'm decorating with stuff I'm going to glue on top, so I'm happy to glue this down now. What I could have done is put my poinsettia on now and put a brad through, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to use some bling. So depending on how you're going to decorate your card, depends on when you're going to put the glue down. So a bead of glue, or again some double-sided tape. And when I glue this side down, I'm going to be very careful to make sure I line up that bottom of the card, and then we get that sort of herringbone effect like that. I'll pop that to one side. Now when I say be careful, this is the scraps that I'd done, and I'd glued it all wrong. When I say be careful, because I want this side to always be my top piece. So if I put this down first and bring this across, then bring that and that, I end up with a very strange, it's not a herringbone effect. Or I end up having to cross this one across, which you still get the herringbone effect, but I don't quite like it that side when I open my card like that. So it's just about, before you glue the pockets down, think about which order. So for me, it's always this side, then that side, then that and that. Okay, if you've got pattern paper that has a really nice design on, that might be your pattern, and that might be the way that you want to keep it. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to bring this one across and I'm going to glue it onto my red card. So just taking the glue and all the way across, put the glue all the way down, pop it onto the red, which is my backer, making sure I'm being quite central with it. Push that down. Using my bone folder, I'm just going to make sure I'm distributing the glue, and then I'm going to glue that on top of my white card. So just all the way across like that. Bring it down, pop that onto my white card. Oops, put that on straight tracer. And then I'm going to bring in some of my ribbon. And I'm just going to put, for me, this is how I'm decorating. I'm just going to put that across there, like that. Actually, I should have done this before I glued it down, but I can just see that we've got a visitor. So I think I went into panic mode. So there we go, tuck that behind there. This is not my lucky day, it really isn't. I should have just postponed doing the video until tonight when everyone had gone home or had gone out or whatever. So I've got a piece of ribbon across there, and then I'm just going to glue my poinsettias on there. I've already bent them a little bit so that they are have got some shape. So I'll pop that one on there. I'm going to pop that one on top of it. Now this is glitter card, the green is glitter card, but it's that flat smooth stuff, so that will That will glue. Might take a minute, but it will glue. There we go. And then create some lovely little tags to go with it and just fit them in like that. There we go. And that's your card completed. So, oops, let's fold that way. Yep. And there's your card completed. So all you now have to do is to decorate or put some liner on the inside of the card, and there's your card done. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you liked my pocket cards. I think they're really cute, and I'll be making a few more this Christmas to go out to family and friends. Okay folks, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.